This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Global Coherence Pulse for April 2026. My name is Teresa Collins, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. I just want to start by saying thank you for taking time out of your day to come and join us for this 90 minutes and to allow yourself to be nourished by the love and the energy being generated by this community, and also to pulse the planet with love and care and compassion and all the things that we need today. We've been doing this for 6 years now, and I saw in the chat Carol was saying, I can feel our coherence already. And it's really true. Like, we've been building a field of coherence, a small island of coherence in the sea of chaos, and it really does. Our presence here, our cultivation of coherence in our lives has an impact on the whole of life. So pat yourself on the back for coming here today and bringing your heart. And I see we're from all around the world. I love it. Even if we have a small group, right now it's under 100, and we had about 300 people sign up, so we'll be welcoming more. But we're in Toronto, Canada, we're in Florida, we're in Mexico, South Africa, Ireland, Lisbon, Finland, Ontario. So we're all over the world, and wherever you are, you're bringing more love and more coherence and more peace onto the planet. So super excited to have you here. I think you might notice we did have Theo Grace listed as our musical guest, and he was not able to come. He had to make a commitment to his son, and sometimes we just need to be exactly where we need to be. And so luckily we have a new musical guest, one that we've not experienced before, and so I'm super excited to be able to welcome her. But first, I want to bring on our our guide for today, and many of you know her because she is one of the core team for the Global Coherence Pulse. And Jennifer, for the last 6 years, you were doing something similar, like bringing people this good message, practices of coherence, and we've just been playing ever since. And I'm so excited that we get to actually have your transmission today, because you're one of the people that I know that no matter what situation you're in, you're a global leader, and you're being asked to come and speak, you're a businesswoman, you're all of these different things, and every single situation that I see you in, you're always bringing the practice of coherence, right? You'll bring it into a boardroom, you'll bring it into any conversation that you have, and it's because you're living the practice of it. And I think that that's such an important thing for us to start experiencing leaders who are relaxed in their state of presence and coherence. And that is what you are to me, my sweet sister. Thank you so much. I'll pull a full version of her bio in the chat because I lost it somehow. I think Rachel's got in there. You messed me up. Rachel's got in there.
No worries, my friend. All
That's so
good. It's not
funny.
about my bio anyways.
I
It's about
know.
everybody in this room, and it's about spreading heart and coherence. And I'll be very honest with people. We were dropping in on this yesterday, Tia, as we were prepping for today's pulse, you and Claire and I, during our production meeting, and we were talking about how we're in this very unique period that started on April 1st and goes for 49 days or 7 weeks, and it's called the Omer. So put a 1 in the chat if you've had more challenges than usual in the last 2 weeks, because it's so funny from like, of course, Theo has things happen and we honor that and we respect that. And of course, now we get to hear from the incredible Rachel Singh, who I'm about to introduce. And even right as we were going on here, here we are, and my Wi-Fi just went completely kaput, and I'm like, okay, and this too is amazing. And so, as Claire and T and I were preparing for this today, we're going to be talking about listening for the spark of light after we hear from our beautiful, talented, incredible musical guest Rachel Singh. And one of the things that we all touched on is it's not just about listening for the light in one another, which we're going to share about in a moment, but it's, can we listen for the light in the circumstances that are challenging, in the circumstances that we may not want to be in our life in that moment, right? Wi-Fi not working, cancellations happening, life happening. Can we still stay connected to light and coherence? And can we reflect that and be that grounding stone for the other people who need it? So that's my invitation as we go into this practice today and to this experimental space that we all get to play in, is to sit in peace and to notice our judgy bunnies. I'm going to talk about that today. We all have a judgy bunny that goes, this shouldn't be this way, right? And can we just play with it? I imagine fist bumping the universe. Like
Did we lose Jennifer there?
49 days. Every time you go through a challenge from April 1st for 49 days, you get 8 times more challenges every day. And here's the silver lining. You can radically transform your life and get 8 times more miracles equally every day by choosing to respond rather than react. So without further ado, I know we still have wonderful, amazing people coming on in here. I am going to go ahead and bring up there we go. Tia already did it for me. That's why we're such a good team, Tia. I love and appreciate you and Kaylin. And we don't give Kaylin enough love, guys. Put your love out there. Kaylin is our behind the scenes, do it all production guy who has been doing it for 6 years for us. We could not produce this show without Kaylin, without the whole behind the scenes team. So you only get to see Tia and I often in the front, but there's a team, there's Annette, there's Claire, there's Roland. We couldn't produce this show without you. And we certainly wouldn't have amazing music today if it weren't for my dear friend Luke Levine's beautiful, talented, miraculous fiance, Rachel Singh, who last night I called her, I think it was like 6:30 p.m. I'm like, I love you and your music. Can you perform? And she said, I would be honored to share my heart. So let me share with you a little bit about who this woman is in the world. I hope one day you get to see her in person, and we'll actually give you an opportunity to do that a little bit later in the show today. But Rachel is a multi-talented singer, thought leader. She was brought up at the crossroads of Indian and Dutch culture. She brings a really beautiful, coherent, integrative approach to music and healing that was shaped by a spiritual upbringing and years as an educator. So she draws from both Eastern and Western wisdom traditions. She blends beautiful mantras and ancestral knowledge and vocal healing to support transformation and embodied connection. As both a singer and songwriter, she creates uplifting mantra-influenced music. You guys are going to have chills. T and I and Kaylin were on the back end doing our sound check, and I'm just so excited. You guys are all going to fall in love with her like I know I did. And she's been featured at Soul Lingua, the Fifth Empire. She's also performed in Times Square for Earth Day and Peace Day. So we are so honored to have the incredible, talented Rachel Singh share her heart, her music with all of you wherever you're joining. So thank you for being here with us. And I am going to turn it over to you, my beautiful friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's so great to meet you all. I will start with a beautiful mantra that is gonna help to open the heart. So this is gonna be in the ancient language of Aramaic, which is close to Hebrew. And yes, and if you feel, you can also sing with me. I would love to hear your voice as well. So if everyone would like to take this breath together with me, just breathing into the heart. If it resonates with you, you can close your eyes. The word lev means heart in Hebrew. So I will sing the first sentence, and it says, Lev tahor bara li Elohim. And this means, Creator, please help me purify and cleanse my heart. And then I will sing Veruach Nachon Chadesh Bikirbi. And this means to bring great strength to my soul. And after singing this, you can sing the harmony together with me, really anchoring together this prayer, this vibration. Lev tahor bara li Elohim, veruach nachon chadesh bikirbi. Lai, 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 lai. Jennifer singing lie, 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 lie. From the heart, opening the hearts. Yes, lie, 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 lie. Lift ahora li Elohim veruach nachon chadesh bikirbi lai lai la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai la lai la lai lai la la lai lift ahora li Elohim veruach nachon chadesh bikirbi lai lai la lai 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 la lai la lai la lai la la lai lai.
So beautiful, Rachel. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely magical, breathtaking. I think you're seeing all the beautiful hearts on the screen. I invite you to put a one in the chat if that resonates. I think everybody's putting hearts, ones, whatever resonates with you. What a pleasure, Rachel, to hear your voice is like that of an angel. It just stirs something in your soul. Lots of ones, lots of hearts. People love what you're doing, Rachel, and we are so honored and grateful that you get to share the magic of your voice because it really is that. It is truly magical, and I'm so thankful to know you and your incredible fiance, Luke, and to have you in my life and to have heard you sing in person and now get to share this with everyone around the world. May your work go out and infinitely bless all of the world with the sound of your voice. Thank you, my friend. And I can't wait to have you back after the inner child meditation. So don't worry, there will be more, Rachel. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. Well, thank you, everybody. If you're just joining us, I saw some people just hopped in the chat now. I love we're almost at 111 people, which is such a beautiful divine angel number. And the exact amount of people are here who are meant to be here with us from around the world. I am Jennifer Cahill, and today I wanted to start with a little story for you about listening for the spark of light in everyone you meet. So about a year and a half ago, I was at a Mind Valley retreat in Ibiza, and I will always remember this moment. You know how you're sitting at an in-person, oh, there we go, 111 people, how beautiful. I speak it and it happens. And so here we are, and I'm at this Mind Valley retreat, and people often don't know this about me, but I am ridiculously shy in groups of people I don't know. My favorite way to spend my time is painting, dancing, doing Qigong, and reading at home. And so to go out in the world to an event like a Mind Valley with 200 people, I was feeling a bit nervous and uncertain there. And the first person I encounter is this man, Keith Hodge. And I don't even know him. And they say, turn and face the nearest person towards you. And it happens to be this guy, Keith. And we did a deep kind of drop-in exercise. And Keith, in that moment, instantaneously became a new friend. And it turned out we both live in Portugal. Here we were in Ibiza, probably 30, 40 minutes from each other. So I loved this man so much that I immediately started referring people to him for his healing work and the incredible things that he does. And great news, he's actually going to be joining us for a Pulse as a musical guest in June. And here we are. And after about a month and a half of knowing Keith, this was probably around September 2024, leading into December 2024, Keith is a British guy, and he's like, mate, I want to give you a gift of a healing session with me. You've been so generous of like referring me to all your friends. Can I please gift you a healing? I'm like, okay, I'm not one to turn down a healing. I had no idea what it really entailed, but I was willing and couldn't wait to try it. So it's 10:30 a.m. on a Thursday morning. I am completely sober, no plant medicines or anything involved. And Keith and I hop on the call and he says, okay, mate, you ready? I said, I'm not sure what I'm ready for, but count me in, Keith. Count me, put me in, coach. And so Keith says, Jen, what's something that maybe you want to work on today? So this was December 2024, right after the last US election. There was a lot of divisiveness in the world, and there was just a lot of anger and animosity on all sides, right? And I said, Keith, I've been having nightmares since I was a little girl that I had to save the world. I literally remember being 5 years old and I would wake up in cold sweats and shaking, and I'd have a nightmare I had to save a school bus filled with children and be working with superheroes to do it. And fast forward, I'm 13 years old and I'm tossing and turning, and I wake up from a nightmare that I'm floating on a piece of earth, looking back that I failed my mission and I failed to save Earth. So here I am with Keith on this Thursday morning, and he says, perfect, mate, that's a great thing to work on. So at this point, I still don't quite know what I'm in for, right? And so next thing you know, just like Rachel's voice took us to another planet there a few minutes ago, Keith starts intoning and chanting and playing music, and whoosh, everything drops away. And then I begin to hear the faintest little tinkle of laughter emerging from the ether, from nowhere, from everywhere. And it was the universe, and the universe was laughing. You can call it God, source. The universe was like, you are so cute. There is nothing and no one to save, and there never has been. However, your only purpose, and the purpose of every human being on this planet, is to remember the spark of light in yourself. And once you've remembered and reconnected to that divine spark of light that animates you, neshama, the word for breath, that gives you the divine essence of your soul, once you are reconnected to that, then your only purpose, and the purpose of every human being on this planet, is to look for and listen for that spark of light in everyone you meet. And when they've forgotten that they're a divine spark of light, then your only mission is to reflect back to them the beauty, the awe, the wonder of their spark of light, so that way they too can remember the spark of light that they are. So, wow. I was just having a dinner party about a month ago and I'm telling somebody the story, and she's like, no, that's impossible. That's not the meaning of life. There's so much more. We have to do things and we have to do this. I'm like, I don't know. It came directly from source. And I've been sitting with this now for about a year and a half of, wow, what if our only purpose is to listen and look for the spark of light in ourselves? And then for those who have forgotten, to look and listen for it in them. Now I can hear what a lot of you are thinking, which is the same thing I struggle with in my moments of darkness and my moments of reactivity, because we're human. It's not about perfection. I want to be very clear on that. As I began today by saying, it's our moment by moment choice to respond versus react. It's our moment by moment choice in how we're going to relate to the people and the circumstances in our lives. So today I'm going to give you some tools, some methods, and of course it's going to involve heart math, which we are so grateful to partner with heart math. I've been so honored to get to be on this journey, just watching them grow. And heart focused breathing is one of my favorite tools that we're going to get into. And for those of you who like visuals, I'm going to give you a couple little visual slides, because I know some of you love to learn visually, so it'll help it to really stick more vibrantly in your mind's eye. So I'm going to pull this up for you and share my screen here for a moment. And a pigeon clearly likes what I'm saying, because a pigeon just came up my desk. I can always tell when the animals like it. I sit in this beautiful window facing the water, and I often see little parakeets and geckos and things come by. So when a pigeon comes and lands in front of me, I know it's aligned. So here we are today talking about listening for the spark of light in ourselves. So how many of you, I invite you to put a 1 in the chat if this ever relates, you ever felt like you didn't get a manual on how to be human? It's like everybody else got a book on how to be human. He got one and she got one, and everybody else got a how to be human manual. I don't know about you, but when I opened mine, the pages were blank. And this led to decades of broken relationships, misunderstandings, and breakdowns for decades. When I was little, as I was saying earlier, I was a huge introvert. I often spent my school lunches were tucked away in the school library, reading books like my life depended on it, or helping kids with special needs. And so a lot of us have this journey, this feeling that we're misunderstood, that we feel like we don't belong, or perhaps we've dated somebody or had a friend or a family member or loved one who they see us maybe at the surface level, like maybe they could tell you our hair color and eye color, but they don't see the soul. They don't see that divine spark of light. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What if we could drop into our awareness? I love that Claire actually used this word beautifully yesterday, Claire Schaefer, who's in the room with us today as we were prepping for this talk today. And she said, you know what the difference is, Jen? Is awareness. Because once we have that awareness gives us choice. Then we can become aware. Oh, am I offering unsolicited advice? Am I rushing to improve or correct? My husband and I have an agreement because I have 180 tools. I'm not kidding. If you go to my LinkedIn, it's free. It's featured on my LinkedIn profile. I literally have 180 tools. And so when my husband and I, who I love and adore him more than life itself, when we first started dating, we had to come up with an agreement. And that agreement was there are times where he might want a tool. Like I was sharing with him one of my favorite tools earlier this morning from Teacher, and he's like, oh, honey, that was amazing. Thank you. But sometimes, you know what? People don't always want a tool. Sometimes they want a hug, or they want to feel seen, or they want to feel heard. In fact, my business coach, shout out to Jocelyn Herman Saccio, taught me something so beautiful. In addition to listening for the spark of light that I got the insight and wisdom from that experience from Keith from, Joss said, sometimes, Jen, if we listen while adding nothing, so imagine your best friend, your loved one, your child, that they're sharing something heart-wrenching. So often we add our story to it, we add our judgment, we add whatever it is. But could we just listen while adding nothing and just reflect back to that person their experience and have them be seen? So, what the soul hungers for, what that divine spark of light in all of us hungers for, is to be witnessed without conditions, to be accepted as we are, to be loved beyond the surface, and to simply be seen. I would love to have you guys put a one in the chat if anybody saw the latest Avatar movie. I just happened to watch that last weekend. And one of my favorite things about that movie was a scene where you have, I think it was Nikiri and Spider. If you're not familiar with the Avatar movie, I'll give you the gist of it for the context of this conversation. Essentially, you have this beautiful otherworldly land where these people or these avatars live, but humans can exist. And one of the characters in the movie is a character called Spider, who feels like he belongs with the avatars, and some people have accepted him, but other people have not. And one of the characters, Neytiri, the mother in this particular family that's kind of welcomed him in, it follows his desire, his yearning to belong. And as the movie culminates, he finally has her say to him, I see you. Not just I see you, but I see you, meaning I see your spark of essence. I see your soul. And what if that was the greatest gift that we could give to ourselves or to another human being, is to see and recognize that spark and that divine essence in everybody we come in contact with. Now, the truth is, we can't see that spark until we first find it ourselves. It's the same thing that the universe told me in that beautiful meditation. In fact, I'm going to pause here for a second because I don't often use slides, but I'm just using these for the purpose of today. Let me just see here. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more people who are joining us right now. I had another quite profound experience a couple years actually before the experience with Keith, where I was listening to a meditation on my way from Paris to Giverny, which is Monet's Gardens. If you've never been, it's one of the most majestic places in the world, especially in the spring when the tulips are in blossom. So we're in a car right out there, and one of my favorite things to do is if I'm in a plane or a train or an Uber, I meditate. I use all my spare time to meditate or do heart focused breathing to put myself into this physiological state of coherence. And I'll always remember another time where I'm sitting there doing this meditation, and as I got to the third eye chakra balancing part of the meditation, all of a sudden, same thing, I dropped out of space and time. And this was the first time I had one of these visions. And I was shown, you know how when the Big Bang happened, they always say that the Big Bang, everything was condensed and then went outward, right? So instead of everything going outward of the billions of sparks of light that are humanity's animals, plants, souls, instead I saw the billions of sparks of light going back towards one another, coming back to the one unified field where they all came from. And it was so cute. I always remember my husband, speaking of like moments of coherence, he was so lit up to show me the wildflowers. He didn't realize I was having this existential moment of bliss, understanding the meaning of the universe. And he shakes me, he's like, honey, you got to see this. I was like, whoo, shocked back into reality, right? But fast forward a few hours later, again, no plant medicine involved or anything like that. I'm walking around the Louvre in Paris, and in a moment, poof, I began to see everyone else's sparks of light, literally hundreds of people milling around. And I could actually see the spark of light at the heart of every human who was walking by me. And I just remember tears flowing down my face. So, how do we get here? How do we allow ourselves to get into a state of receptivity where we can move beyond the transactional world that we all live in? Well, here's what happens. This is the main reason I created the slides, is just for this particular slide that I love so much. We all know that we have this amygdala, this reptilian part of our brain, right? It's the lowest part of our brain right here. Goes back thousands and thousands of years. And that part of our brain is the fight, freeze, flight part of our brain that is the one that needs to feel safe, right? And then we have the midbrain, the mammalian brain. Am I safe? Is this familiar? Are you like me? And then we get into the neocortex, the capacity for love, compassion, imagination, and creativity. Though here's the thing most of us don't realize. You cannot access the higher brains. They don't even come online until the lower brain first feels safe. I'll tie in a fascinating business example because I love the business side and the science side of all of this. Years ago, Google did a project called Project Aristotle where they wanted to study what has teams be successful. They studied, I think it was 38,000 people across 180 different teams. And you know what they found was the number one factor in team success? It shocked even them: psychological safety. So we underestimate the capacity we have to feel safe until we can actually drop in, quiet that amygdala, let that amygdala feel safe so we can regain access to our prefrontal cortex. So how do we do that? Because what we want to connect to our light and the light in everyone else. So step one is what Claire was saying yesterday. Remember that we are light, just as I was shown in that beautiful vision with Keith. Remind yourself every day. At the end of this, I'm going to give you some quick little tools and fun things that you can do to recognize and remind yourself every day that you are light. Now, of course, we have heart focused breathing by HeartMath, which is one of my other favorite ones. So we're going to do this for a minute or two together, and this is going to prepare us for a later inner child meditation that I'm going to take us through in about probably 5 or 10 minutes here. But for anybody who's joining and new, some of you might not be familiar with HeartMath's work. They've been studying heart-brain coherence since 1990. They're used by firefighters, first responders, astronauts, business people, everybody around the world. It is so simple. Now, many of you may have your own breathing techniques, and if that feels more aligned, I'm here to honor the spark of light in you in whatever way you choose. I will take us through a quick little 2-minute heart-focused breathing, and then we'll use that a little bit later as the bouncing off point to get into our inner child work. This is literally my practice every single morning. I have a 2-hour, very rigorous practice from studying ancient spiritual texts to Kabbalistic prayers to rewiring my brain. And the final steps that I spend every day is this exact technique, heart focused breathing by HeartMath, followed by inner child work. So we're going to do this together for a minute. And what we're going to do is I invite you to gently shut your eyes and maybe place a hand on your heart, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to begin to focus our attention in the area of our heart or chest, imagining that our breath is flowing in and out, right through the center of our heart or chest, breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual, finding an easy rhythm that's comfortable for you. As you continue allowing slow, deep, heart-focused breaths in and out, I want you to imagine that your heart itself is doing the breathing. On the next inhalation, let's play with breathing in to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that 2 more times, allowing 2 more slow, deep, heart-focused breaths in and out through the center of your heart or chest. And 1 more breath, allowing it in slowly and deeply, feeling the breath travel right in through the center of your heart or chest. And breathing out. Now as you come back into the here and now, into this moment, beginning to feel your feet upon the floor, wiggling your fingers and toes, I want you to just notice your nervous system right now. Are you perhaps a little bit more quiet? Are you a little bit more receptive? Do you feel a little bit more access perhaps to compassion or love or connection to yourself or one another? So this is the gift of heart-focused breathing. There's a physiological response for any of you who have smartphones or Oura Rings or Whoops or those sorts of devices. I love to do this with my clients, the people I coach, because you can actually measure. One of my clients loves to do this is he measures using his Whoop when we do this exercise, his before and after state. So I love it. We have some 111s in the chat. Teresa, thanks. Put a 1 in the chat if you notice a difference in your physiological state. So this is how we begin to connect to the spark of light in ourselves. You see, we are all wildly intuitive. We can all hear messages from the divine, from our loved ones. We can hear the sound of God, the universe, source, Gaia, whatever you choose to call it. But the thing is, we have so much noise that amygdala is yelling at us, I'm not safe 24/7, right? So when we can quiet it, that allows us to tune in and tune up the volume of our spark of light and the spark of light in others. All right, so I'm going to go back to sharing here, and I'll take you in a moment through some inner child work and a special meditation. So this is step 2, which I'll take you through at the end of this. And that's going to be a very simple way to do inner child work. I love it. I've been doing inner child work for 10 years now. And I remember when I was going through a divorce about 8 years ago, I think it was, one of my best friends gave me the best advice I'd ever gotten when I was going through the divorce. She said, Jen, you deserve to find someone who will cherish you. Though first, you have to cherish yourself. And that's what I love so much about this inner child work. It's very simple. You can see the instructions here, which is why I put it up on the screen for you. So anybody who wants to go back, you can also find inner child meditations I've done on my YouTube channel. But it's a very simple technique I'm about to take us all through. And this is the how-to. It's very simple. You can do it for as long as you want or as short as you want. I do at least 2 or 3 minutes every day. So how do we quiet the judgy bunny? I'm actually going to pause this for a second. I had a crazy story about this happen a couple years ago. I had a gentleman who was invited to my house, and I love to have people over. I love to open my home and welcome people. And I didn't know this guy, and it was like 24 hours before. And he said, oh, a mutual friend introduced us, and would you like to have a cup of tea? And I asked my husband, would you like to meet this guy? He says, yeah, sounds great, honey. Well, I love my husband. He has time blindness and doesn't always remember his calendar, which is perfect. So about a half hour before the guy is about to arrive at the house, my husband says, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I forgot I have a coffee off-site. So my husband leaves. I am now answering the door a half hour later to a big, tall, buff guy who I've never met before. And my judgy bunny turns on. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term judgy bunny. It's something one of my best friends, Heather from childhood, introduced me to decades ago. But your judgy bunny is the one who says, this shouldn't be this way. This person is this way. You're wrong. That person is wrong. It's just sitting there basically judging and evaluating. I'm sure none of you have that. It's probably just something I have. But let's just imagine if you had a judgy bunny, what it might sound like. So my judgy bunny drops in and starts judging the circumstances, the people, the this, the that, judges this gentleman who's now at my house. And as we go to sit on the terrace, my higher self comes in and says, stop it. Remember, I told you, listen for his spark of light. So where originally I had these lenses, imagine you put a pair of glasses on, and the glasses that I was viewing this gentleman through were glasses of judgment. And instead, my higher self said, listen for his spark of light. And I asked one of my favorite questions to drop in and connect to someone's spark of light. And it was this: what matters to you? And the man opens up, and he's sitting on my terrace. We're having a cup of tea on this beautiful day in Lisbon. And he breaks down in tears and he tells me that his son is schizophrenic and homeless. And in that moment, I could see the divine synchronicities of why the universe put us together on my terrace at that moment. Because you see, my sister had gone through the same thing. And so instead of going through a process, and she's fine now, she's doing amazing and wonderful, and I'm so proud of her. In fact, we call my Gen Hill tribe the Love Club in honor of my sister, because when she was going through that experience, at the end of it, she's at the hospital and she's like, Jenny, I want to get help. And she said, I know there's something wrong with me because I think I'm the second coming of Mother Mary, and I think you're part of a secret group called the Love Club that's here to save humanity. And so that's why in this moment I drop in with this man. I share from my heart about my sister. He shares about his son. We wind up hugging and crying on the terrace. And that wouldn't have been possible if I hadn't quieted the judgy bunny, done some heart focused breathing, and listened for his spark of light. So it really is that simple. And that's what we're about to teach you how to do. So sparks are the breadcrumbs to purpose. The more that we connect to the sparks, no matter what you're doing, it takes it back to the conversation I was having earlier. When you're connected to that spark of light, you could be cooking dinner, you could be cleaning a toilet, and monks will tell you this. You could be doing karate, it doesn't matter. But in that moment, when you're connected to your spark of light, then everything you do is filled with that essence and that spark. No matter what career path you choose, no matter what you decide to study or not study, those are the breadcrumbs that are the sparks of light that will lead you back to your soul. And what the world needs more than anything right now is to move from fixing to witnessing, to move from judging to curiosity, to move from improving to accepting, from talking to listening, from surface to soul. So a little technique I promised I would offer you at the end is, what is a spark of light in me? Ask yourself that. What is a spark of light in me? What is a spark of light in others? And just as that question I just referred to is, what truly matters to me and what truly matters to others? And when we do this, we begin to judge less, we connect more, we remember that we all belong. Maybe the future of humanity isn't more intelligence, more technology, more AI. Maybe it's just remembering how to look at one another and say, I see you. So this I'm going to leave up for you for a minute. If you'd like, you can have access to a special mantra or meditation that Barry Goldstein, who's going to be another one of our guests on the Pulse coming up, I'm very excited. This link, this QR code, will give you access to free meditation that Barry Goldstein and I co-created together on magnetic meditations. And while we do this, before I take you into the inner child work, I'm actually going to share with you, let's see here, I'm going to share with you the children's book that I wrote last year called The Palladian Princess. It's not even available yet for purchase. And I just want to share it with you right now because it's perfect as we're going into this inner child. I'm going to share with you a little bit from this story. Once upon a time, in a far-off galaxy, long before the stars were strung across the sky and before the earth had even begun to dream itself into being, there lived a radiant little princess. She lived in a kingdom of shimmering light, high among the skies in a place called the Pleiades. In the Pleiades, no one needed to speak out loud. They shared their thoughts through sparkling waves of love, telepathic messages glowing with kindness, floating gently from heart to heart. In this magical realm, there was no anger, no pain, no tears, only peace, joy, and harmony. Everyone helped one another like stars working together to make the night sky shine. This little princess spent her days dancing through galaxies, learning from the wise ones, and watching her parents lead with love. One evening, as the stardust settled all around them, she looked up at her mother and father and said, "How can I be a great king or queen like you? How can I bring joy and happiness too?" Her parents smiled and wrapped her in their soft glowing wings. They looked into her soul with eyes older than time itself, and they said, "One day, my love, your time will come. You will journey to a faraway place, to a planet not yet born called Earth. When you arrive, you will forget who you are. You may feel lonely, different, like you don't belong. But one day, after many sunrises and many moons, you will begin to remember." The princess blinks. Remember what? that you are made of stars, that you are light, and so is everyone and everything. You will help the children of Earth remember too. You will show them how to play with space and time and stars and moons and galaxies. You will help them to feel the truth that they are never alone, that they are all sparks of the same bright love, seeking to reunite, to shine together again. The princess felt her heart sparkle with a strange new feeling, courage. And that, my daughter, her father said gently, is your purpose. She nodded, and somewhere across the stars, the earth began to whisper her name. So that's just a little story, and I love ending talks lately with this because that is the essence, that is the point of the spark of light. We all come into this realm, to this planet called Earth, and we forget who we are. We feel lonely, different, like we don't belong. But what if we could drop in and remember that we are all love, that we are all light, and even in the moments of the greatest frustration, what if we could reconnect to that in ourselves and others? So I'll put in the chat for everybody after this, when Rachel plays her next song, a beautiful little animated video. A friend of mine, Bella Shing, is a very talented filmmaker and animated this book before it's even been turned into a book. So it's a short little film that I'll put in the chat for you guys when Rachel plays her next song. And it's absolutely beautiful. Bella did a great job. It's 2.5 minutes, so you can share it with your kids, and adults seem to like it too. So I'll share that a little bit later. But now I'm going to invite us to turn within. So go ahead and gently place your feet upon the floor. Sit comfortably. If you're laying down, that's okay too. And I'm going to take us through a special meditation and inner child work. So I invite us all to feel our seats, feel where our back is rested, whether we're lying or sitting. Perhaps if you're driving or walking right now, maybe pause, or you can just listen to the sound of my voice and come back to this later. I invite you to place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your abdomen or womb area. And as we did earlier, we did our practice round of heart-focused breathing. We're going to begin to focus our attention in the area of our heart or chest, imagining that our breath is flowing in and out, right through the center of our heart or chest. Breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual, finding an easy rhythm that's comfortable for you. As you continue allowing slow, deep, heart-focused breaths, I invite you on the next inhalation to breathe in the feeling of connection. Imagine a time where you felt deeply, intimately connected to yourself or a loved one, or perhaps an animal or a place. And whatever that felt sense of connection is, I'm going to invite us to breathe in that felt sense of connection right through the center of our hearts, and then to radiate that felt sense of connection to everything and everyone who's joining us today, and anyone you're holding in your heart. Let's do that 3 more times, allowing another slow, deep, heart-focused breath in through the center of the heart, feeling connection light up every cell of your body, and breathing out and radiating that connection to everyone and everything. Let's do this 2 more times. Imagine breathing in connection, visualizing that connection like a felt sense of light flowing through your body, animating your very being. And once more, breathing out and radiating that connection to everything and everyone around you. And 1 more time, allowing another slow, deep, heart-focused breath into the center of your heart or chest, feeling connection flow through you. And once more, radiating that felt sense of connection out the center of your heart. Now, as we go through this process, I'm going to invite you to find your own rhythm, to continue to focus your breathing in and out of the heart or the chest area as we begin to visualize now. Any version of yourself at any age that's a younger age. Perhaps he or she or they might be 3 years old, or 7 or 13, or maybe even 19 or 20. There is no right or wrong age. Just see whatever version of you emerges in your mind's eye right now in front of you. Without judgment, being present and ready to receive their spark of light. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply in and out of the heart. Now, as you visualize whatever age they are, quietly observe what they're doing right now. Perhaps you're far away from them, watching them from afar, or maybe you're seated right next to them, or even on the ground playing with them. There is no right or wrong answer. However they're showing up for you right now, allow it to be while listening for the spark of light. Now, depending on where they are in proximity to you, I invite you to just say a little hello. Imagine in your mind's eye, waving a hello to them, whether you're seated right next to them or maybe a few feet away. Imagine just waving or saying hello to that earlier version of yourself and introducing yourself and saying, in my case, I'm Jen. I'm an older version of you, and I just wanted to come and spend some time together. I just wanted to spend some time together with you right now. And however this shows up, allowing it to be however it is. And now asking them how they want to be addressed, continuing to breathe slowly and deeply in and out of the heart or chest. And go ahead and just say, hey there, do you have a preferred name? Mine loves to be called Sweetheart. If you call her Sweetie, it's DEFCON 4, but she loves Sweetheart. She's giving you a big hug right now since we talk every day. Beautiful. So however they want to be addressed, acknowledge them. Acknowledge their spark of light. And even if they give you a very funny or silly nickname, acknowledge and say, that's the best name. I love that. I'm so happy you shared that with me. And I want you to ask them if it's okay for you to spend maybe a minute or two with them right now. Again, listening and looking for that spark of light in them, in yourself, in that earlier version of you. As you continue allowing slow, deep breaths, if they're willing to spend more time with you, then I invite you to continue the process. And if they're not, that's okay too. I have a dear friend of mine who spent 30 days coming just to visit and sit quietly near her and her child before she would engage with her, and that's perfectly okay. So if they do not want to engage, then I invite you to just continue the practice of heart-focused breathing for the rest of this practice. So if they are willing to engage, then I want you to ask them, how are you feeling today? What are you feeling right now? Ask whatever version of yourself, whether it's 4 or 7 or 10. Ask them what they're feeling in this moment. My inner child's very excited. She loves things like this, to be with other people and teach other people inner child work. She's literally jumping up and down with joy right now. So however they are and whatever they're feeling, acknowledge it. Just like we talked about earlier in the listening for the spark of light, we're practicing this now with ourselves. And if they're feeling sad, acknowledge in the same way Jocelyn taught me. Say, I understand. You have every right to feel sad right now. And you could even ask some questions about that. If they're feeling happy, you could say, tell me more about that. If they're feeling sad or afraid or scared, say, tell me about that. What's that like for you? Let's just be in presence, witnessing without judging or trying to fix it, acknowledging their beautiful divine spark of light showing up how they are right now, as they are. Continuing to allow slow, deep, heart-focused breaths in and out through the center of your heart or chest. And finally, the last thing we're going to ask our inner child today, is there anything he or she or they need? You can address them by their preferred name. In my case, I would say, sweetheart, is there anything you need? Mine always likes hugs, so she's asking for a hug right now. And if yours is willing to engage with you and wants some form of physical touch, it could be a hug, a high five, a pinky swear, whatever it is. I'm going to go ahead and wrap both arms around myself and give her a great big hug, because this is how she likes to end our time together. And if they don't want to touch, that's perfectly okay. In mine's case, she just loves a good hug. And I'm just going to ask her one more time if there's anything else she needs while I'm giving her this great big bear hug right now with my arms wrapped around myself. I'm going to tell her, I love you, sweetheart. So you can go ahead and say to whatever version of you, whether you're hugging them or touching them or sitting near them, I want you to tell them, I love you. I see you. I see the divine spark of light that you are. You are beautiful, handsome, magnificent, cherished. You are extraordinary. And you can add anything else that you want to say to your version of your younger self, acknowledging them, loving them, and appreciating for showing them up, for them showing up exactly as they are in this moment. And if you were hugging them, you can give them a final squeeze and tell them that you'll come back and visit again if you'd like to. It's nothing you have to do, it's totally up to you. Mine likes me to check in with her every single day. And so you can even imagine Pinky swearing with them, telling them when you'll come back if you do choose to come back and visit them again. There is no right or wrong answer. Whenever you're ready, you can place both feet on the floor if they weren't already, and gently rest both of your hands on your thighs. And we're going to allow 3 slow, deep, heart-focused breaths in and out together now. Go ahead and imagine the breath is flowing in through the center of your heart or chest, and out through the center of your heart or chest. And again, breathing in slowly and deeply through the center of your heart or chest, feeling the love go in. And once more, feeling it go out. And one more time, let's allow one more slow, deep, heart-focused breath into the center of our heart. And on this exhalation, let's imagine pulsing the entire planet with love. Imagine radiating the love that you shared with your inner child and with yourself during this time we've shared together. On every inhalation, feeling that love return to you, and on every exhalation, bathing the entire world in love. We can start for a moment and breathe into our chair where we're seated and pulse the room that we're in with love. And allowing another deep breath in, and then pulsing whatever city you're in with love. And one more time, allowing another slow, deep breath. And imagine pulsing your entire country with love. And allowing another slow, deep breath into the center of our heart and spreading love, helping it go viral, as HeartMath says, sending love, bathing the whole planet with love right here, right now. And once more, coming back to the country where you are and sending love to that country. Coming back to the city that you are, allowing slow, deep, heart-focused breaths, and on every exhalation, pulsing the city that you're in with love. And then coming back to wherever you're seated, your car, your room, and pulse that space with love, and everybody in this room with us and anybody else you're holding in your heart. And as we now transition, beginning to wiggle our fingers and toes and come back into the here and now, I'm going to hand it back to the beautiful Rachel Singh as she moves us out of this inner child meditation and heart-focused breathing and into some more beautiful music. Thank you, everyone.
Broken pieces can be mended with gold. From the shadows, great tales have been told. She ate the apple, believed it was sweet, until she realized it had put her to sleep. Into a waking dream where nothing is what it seems. Silent voices scream. Run, child, run now. Face the sun now. Sing for the moon, dance for the night, hum when the birds rise. Live your life, nothing to hide. All will heal when we look inside. When we look inside, all will heal when we look inside. When we look inside, all will heal when we look inside. Dare to embrace that roses have thorns. United beauty from sunsets to storms. 'Cause nothing's happening in these timeless forms. We live and die, and then we will be reborn. Into a waking dream where nothing is what it seems. Silent voices scream. Run, child, run now. Face the sun now. Sing for the moon, dance for the night, hum when the birds rise. Live your life, nothing to hide. All will heal when we look inside. When we look inside, all will heal when we look inside. When we look inside, all will heal when we look inside. When we look inside, all will heal when we look inside. When we look inside. Thank you so much, everyone. This is a new song of mine. Will be coming out very soon. Thank you so much. I feel so honored to be here, and it fits so beautifully with your fairy tale story and the inner child. There's so magic happening here that we did not plan at all.
I know.
It's all just free flow.
I
So
know, it's so
beautiful.
beautiful,
Thank you.
Rachel. Everybody's just putting in the chat that your voice sparks my inner light. You are so blessed with that, feeling beautiful and calm. You are an angel. Put a 1 in the chat, everybody, if that resonated. I know that definitely sparked something in my soul. And I'm so, so grateful to you, Rachel. And in fact, might this be a good time to share the incredible event that Rachel will be performing at live coming up here in Portugal? And I think people can register to even watch you online or in person with us, right, Rachel?
Exactly. And you're going to be there as well on the 3rd of
Yes,
May.
I'm going to be there. I want to make it about you because you're amazing. But I'll put in the chat. So I just put in the chat the tickets in case
Hey,
anybody would like.
Kaylin can bring it up also. Kaylin can bring up the
Oh,
link.
perfect.
Yeah, he's got them
Yeah, I
all.
just put
He's
it
got
in the
your
chat.
site. Let's
Beautiful.
share some of the ways people can stay connected. That was so beautiful, both of you. I mean, really gorgeous. Yeah, tell us a little bit, Rachel, about this event, and Jennifer, your participation in it.
Yes, so we are all experiencing right now that we are living in prophetic times and we somewhere feel it, but there is actually a thread that we can follow, and it's connected to different ancient wisdom practices. It's connected to ancient technology. It's connected to Jerusalem, to the pyramids, to so there's so many beautiful clues that we can find that there used to be a civilization living here on this planet that actually lived in coherence, and they used technology, they used sound, and it's not a, these giant buildings are here speaking to us. They hold messages that we are revealing and uncovering now. So we have amazing speakers such as Robert Edward Grant as well, Filippo Bondi, who's discovered the with the SAR strand technology the structures underneath the pyramids. So these findings are really going to change the course of existence and how we connect to history and all the magic that yeah, we are still ready to now finally ready to receive as a civilization, as a human species. We are ready to receive this light, so it's really about sharing more light with the world and having incredible people with us sharing this light and this wisdom. And it's a 3-day conference. You can also follow it online or you can come in person.
I love it. And I also just suggested to everyone, Rachel, follow them on Instagram, everyone. Their Instagram posts are mind-blowing. I'm rarely on social media, but every time I go on Instagram, even if you don't attend, follow them on Instagram because the content they put out about the mysteries and the prophecies that exist is so much fun. I'm obsessed. So I literally check every day to see what's new that they've posted.
That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
How about some? I think Rachel has just a site just for her music. Let's go there next. Yeah, Caitlin. I think that's it. Awakening the. Oh no, that was. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that this is so I offer something called voice rituals. I do this one-to-one. I do this with groups as well for anyone who feels called to explore their voice, the voice really as a channel to connect deeper with the soul, with this spark, with this inner light. I find that the voice is such an incredible and direct path to really physically and spiritually experience that in our day to day. So this is my life's path and journey to share this with people and through private sessions and in groups. So please do reach out in case you feel to explore your voice together and yes, access your light, your soul.
So beautiful. Wow. And then, Kaylin, we have a link to Jennifer Hill, a couple of links for her. Jennifer, you can share a little bit more. I mean, I love the new website. I just saw it today. Oh my God.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the Jen Hill Tribe. It was birthed actually out of the death of my co-founder, Julian Adler. Last October was a pretty interesting moment. My dear friend, mentor, Julian Adler, who we had been friends for 14 years, and he was extraordinary. He passed away very suddenly, and we had been building a tech company together. And in a moment of divine like inspiration, I was on my hands and knees praying, like, what do I do? Do I still build this other tech company, OptiMatch, that I know we've shared about in Om Heals? You guys have been with me on this journey for those of you who have been here the last 6 years. And I was on my hands and knees praying, and I said, God, if you want me to continue building OptiMatch and merge it or sell it, then I said, show me the way. But I said, if you want me to grow this Gen Hill tribe thing, give me 10 or more paid members. We had like 2 at that point, and 30 people joined that month. And I'm like, okay, God, message received. I'm clear on what you want me to do with my life now. So that was a very interesting experience. And that's where a lot of my energy now goes, is towards that and our members. And so I love it. It's a lot of fun. And there's something I realized too that might be helpful for everybody. I'll put it in the chat. There's a free event that Dr. Maria Saji, who's a friend of Irvin Laszlo's, and I are doing on Friday, May 1st. I forgot I can give everybody free access if you guys would like for it. So I just have to pull up the event and get the link, and I'll put it in the chat. Dr. Miyasagi has a really cool modality called healing with information. So I'll put that in the chat for everybody as well. And let's see here. This is the link. I'll put it in here because I think our tribe and the Global Coherence Pulse team would really enjoy that as well.
Love
So I
it.
just put that there.
And there's also a few more spots for the Heart Math Retreat that's in Santa Cruz coming up at the end of the month. Beautiful location overlooking the water. Such a really nice opportunity to be in person with people and hug them. But there's also an opportunity to do it virtually if you can't make it. And the virtual event has just been amazing. So get the, we'll put the link in the chat for that. Definitely something to check out. It's really worth it. So I think their fourth year of doing this annually, and I've met so many amazing people and really felt an upliftment from being at that retreat. So definitely check it out. And I think just one more announcement with the connection field. So besides the Global Coherence Pulse and coming together, once a month to pulse the planet with love, we actually have a community of people who are really choosing to be an island of coherence, to support each other, to be in practice with coherence every day. There's an event happening at least every day of the week that you can go and connect with other people and really practice and learn. So that's available. You can join for free, or you can join our leadership arm with a small monthly payment. So definitely come and stay connected and be in a community of people. Your scroll gets so much more uplifting in a place like the connection field. So yeah, back to you, Jennifer. I'm not going to come on camera. I'm so choppy today. My internet's really bad. So I'm sending my voice and my love to everyone. And so what a beautiful experience today.
Thank you so much, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed that inner child experience. Put a 1 in the chat if you were able to connect to your inner child, because I know not everybody can do it the first time. Rachel, were you able to connect to your inner child? You were.
Yes, I love connecting with her as often as possible. She
Oh,
was very
God.
excited.
I know, I love it. Mine literally jumps up when I teach other people how to do inner child work. There's nothing that brings my inner child greater joy because she just wants to play with all of you. She's like, let's all just go dance and paint and play. And like, that's how I love that. Carol says, my inner child is my divine child. I see a lot of you putting ones in the chat, so I'm so happy that you're able to connect. And if you didn't, it's okay. As I mentioned during the process, one of my dearest friends who taught me this work 10 years ago said it took her, because she went through so much trauma, 30 days of watching her inner child who was hiding behind a tree before the little girl would come out and engage. So there is no right or wrong way. Just be patient with whatever that process looks like for you. So speaking of inner children, can we have one more little song to dance to, Rachel? Maybe to finish us off and then send everybody off on their beautiful Saturdays, whether it's early morning, late evening, or whatever part of the world people are joining us from.
You
And thank you
mentioned
to
something
everybody.
beautiful.
What's that?
Neshama. You mentioned neshama, kol
Yes,
ha-neshama. So
the breath.
the breath, the soul. This means kol ha-neshama. Feel free if you want to sing also together.
Ah, are you saying Neshama? That's so funny. I didn't know that. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, which means the voice of the soul, invoking the voice of our soul. Maybe we can unmute together a little bit and sing this ha 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 together. That would be beautiful.
Let's see. If
Let's
anybody
do
wants to
that.
unmute, we can all do
Just
that
like
together.
this. Ha, one last time.
Wow. Oh my God, that was so
Wow.
beautiful, Rachel. Let's all send a little hearts, some ones, some loves,
So
whatever
much
you want to
love.
give, some
Thank
final
you.
reactions. This was so divine. Our hearts to Theo and his son right now for his son's experience. And we're so grateful that this was divinely orchestrated, that we got to hear your beautiful, beautiful voice. Wow, that was just magic. We have so many hearts, we can't even count them. So
I can
any
feel the
close?
love. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful tribe. So beautiful to hear you, to sing with you. Thank you so much for this invitation. I feel so honored.
We are so honored, and thank you to each and every one of you as we close out this beautiful Global Coherence Pulse for April 2026. My wish, my blessing for each and every one of you is that you find, you listen, you hear, you connect to your divine spark of light. That just the same way that Rachel's music activated the spark of light in you, know that that is always there. Sometimes it might be softer, it might just be a glimmer, but all it takes is a little quiet, a little presence, or maybe even a little music to reconnect and re-remember that we are all sparks of the same bright light, seeking to reunite, to shine together again. So much love, everyone. Thank you. Much love. Blessings, everyone.
Peace and
Thank you,
blessings,
Rachel.
everyone.
Thank you,
Namaste.
everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so
Peace and
much. I
Thank
love
blessings.
you.
you.